Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go. Now, before we begin, I think I did this spin earlier, so I'm going to do a regular. A regular non-powers battle. I am lying, right? Okay, good. Boop, 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 boop. There we are. Here we go. Wow, that's a long queue. I don't remember the queue balloons being this long. I thought it was like instant. Was this game like dropped off or something? As it dropped off. Oh boy. Skip? Why people skip? Listen, buddy. Oh crap, it doesn't have ocean. Man. It's rubbish. Ninja. Okay, okay. Tack shooter. Ninja! Okay, here we are. Alright, where... Okay, does this still work? Can I go right here and be Gucci? Okay, this is an questionable choice. He put his all the way at the start. I'm just gonna save for the 1200. Just save for the 1200. That's all we can do here. There we go, lightning, and then now I'm gonna try to send this. It should come on the, yeah, good, opposite side. Excellent work. Now, his ninja will turn the other direction now. He's doing eco. So, okay, I'm forcing the upgrade on him. So, we got arc lightning here. And we have a forced upgrade from the ninja. Now, pinks are finally coming through. That's giving good econ. But let's do this. A little bit more money. Okay, good. Glue gunner for certain, and now pinks. These pinks. Oh, he has a tack shooter. Oh, it's like level 1 tack shooter, right? So that's decent. I'll take it. Glue gunner definitely is helping. Now, I think I'm going to save for the firebender. I think I'm going to go and save enough income for firebender while stacking balloons. Because this guy is totally going eco, farming all. Okay, so yellow is round 8. But I might have to wait till, what was it? White balloons? Okay, he's got tier 3. Oh, round 10. Do you think I can save till round 10? Is that too long? Ooh, okay, there we go. Like, is round 10 too long to save? Maybe I can, it's round 8 now. Looks like my wizard regions are live. Oh, here we go. Region is available. Let's region yellow this. Let's see how much damage I can do with this. I might be able to do just enough. It's regioning quite nicely, actually. A bunch is getting through. There we go. Regions was the correct choice. So what is that? Oh, it just gives me 10 points for winning. Let me go watch the pro game real quick. So, we got this thing called Battles TV, yeah? And the thing about Battles TV is I like to see... Okay. Okay, I don't really care. I like to see what, like, the popular games, what are they doing? Wow. 73 minutes. I don't know if we're gonna watch it all. Holy smokes. 70? Serious? 73-minute Bloons get the Bloons movie. Oh man. Let me just see how they start out. Actually, wait, I could probably speed this up a tiny bit. Let's go 2x speed. Making it like, what, 30-something minutes now? Let me just go, okay, so he's going Shinobi. They're both going Shinobi. Look at this. They're both sending and stacking Shinobis. Straight up. Now he's Hokage now. They went upgraded to Hokage. Improved Eco Boots. They're trading power-ups. Look at that power. A Hokage throwing. But thing is, he doesn't have the stun that the Hokage has. The Shinobi over there. Samurai Bloons guy has... Oh, some is getting through, but... See on the left how there's the Bunjitsu, where it's CCing the balloons a little bit. See, oh good, a glue gunner is coming in. This is nice. He's going full corrosive. And it looks like they're trying to do a yellow rush. Here's a mistake here. They did a yellow wash without regen. I think if they did a regen yellow rush here, they could have probably ended the game. You see how the regen balloons get so much further. And the corrosive is not placed until way down the line. Look how far away the corrosive is. So your regen is going to get an entire circle loop before corrosive even touches them. And by that point, you literally just wasted 33% of the field. So if they put the corrosive glue gunner at the top, that'd be so much more effective. And you see right here, you see on the left side, they have the glue soaker. The glue gunner is at the very first ring, so it's splashing both the ring to the right of it and the initial balloons coming through. It is completely splashing both balloons coming through. Being super effective there. And you see how they're double downing now and putting a second glue soaker just because the rush. You see on the right side, they're sending so many balloons. So many pink rush for eco. This is all for eco. But they're sending so many balloons that they have to put a second glue gunner just to accommodate for the amount of pinks being rushed through. Then you see the CCs coming through, and actually, even with the glue gunner and the CC, it is still getting pretty far. The fact that there's two glue gunners there and it gets that far into the first ring just tells you there's not enough DPS on the left side. But on the right side, you see how the glue gunner is later, yet is getting the exact same distance it's going on the left side. That means there's more DPS on the right side than the left side. You can just tell that. And this is, it looks like this is a skin right here. I think this part right here is a skin. This is a ninja skin right here. It's supposed to, if you didn't have the skin, it'd be the one on the left here, the little white hood. Let's see, can you see that? Yeah, you can, yeah. The white hood, that would be what you normally see. So it's the exact same unit, just reskinned. So Eco Boost is dropped just so, because they're going to do a pink rush. They're farming income, and you see how it's just Eco is stacking and stacking and stacking. And so if it wasn't for the improved Eco Boosts being spammed, they would have literally 1/3 the Eco they have now. So you see this 24,000 to be around 8,000. That's what they have if they didn't use the power-ups. And you see the eco boost was used a lot on the left side, but on the left side it only has eco about the same on the right side. But the left side did not send as many balloons as the right. So it works out to about the same. Now, this seems surprisingly effective at round 23. The last eco boost is used, and it should pull them ahead. Yep, income is pulling way ahead of the other side. Should pull them way ahead. Another shinobi is dropped. Super corrosive. Oh, here we go. The sniper unit is now dropped. This is a commonly stacked unit right here. This sniper right here. It like DPS. It's literally a sniper, but it DPS as if it had a machine gun. It's super quick at DPS, and then every 12 to 14 seconds, there's a supply drop that comes through that you have to manually trigger. That's why you're not seeing it here. Normally, it would happen. You can see it down below here. The cooldown is here available to trigger, but the player's not pressing it. So we have a supply drop not being triggered here, and that supply drop is huge. It's like $2,000 something a supply drop. But if you look at the total income, they have 1.3 million total cash on hand. A supply drop means nothing to them. Now look in the corner. Oh, they did it very quickly. But if you saw in the corner there, they placed 3 to 4 different units here along with this sun monkey to sacrifice it to make a sun temple. Here we go. They got a super monkey, a corrosive, and glue gunner. And when they sacrifice the super monkey for a sun temple, those properties of the tower sacrificed apply to the sun temple itself. See how a sniper is being placed there? 2 different glue gunners and a super monkey now converted and sacrificed. Ooh, poor positioning right here. It was not spaced correctly, so it accidentally sacrificed the other sun temple. So they're adding extra units now. It looks like to... No, they couldn't get it this time either. Luckily, you can sell units and pretty much get your full price back. Almost full price. It's practically there. Finally, position. This one is now correct. But it looks like because of the scarecrow right here, it looks like they're having trouble placing that third sun temple. I'd like to see if they can actually get it. There we go. They had to literally overlap the sun temple into the field of the map, which the game allows you to take at 50% on the bottom and 50% on the top. And so because of the overlap, they gave a tiny chokehold of room to the sun temple, which prevented the middle one down here from being sacrificed. Now we go to the sun temple stacking game. It takes quite a lot of money to put down a sun temple. You can see over 1.5 million resources has been dropped for the sun temple. But thanks to the $33,000 eco, it's slowly coming back. It's hard because anytime they drop a sun temple, they're losing like 340k. And so every 6 seconds, they're going to get 33,000 back. So they're technically going negative here. They're going down. But the sun temples are doing their job in the positioning. So they got it nicely positioned. You can't get a sun temple right below this middle one. This water is preventing the sun temple positioning from being in the first ring, and the second ring, and the third ring. So it'd be very difficult to get it. You might be able to, if you forego a sun temple down the bottom middle here, you might be able to get one in the third ring down here. Similar to how it was on the left side, if you foregoed positioning. So now he's going to try it again. He's going to try a sun temple in the middle here. Let's see if he can get it. Barely just got it. You see how close the positioning is between the scarecrow sun temple and the middle sun temple, middle ring. Extremely tight. The slightest pixel off, and that sun temple would have eaten up the one next to it and the one below it. So 2 of them would have been lost. That's 600 grand completely destroyed just because of poor positioning. Now this bottom one is going to be tough. He's going to have to position it down below. Okay. Round 42 is coming through. You see how they're just shooting for a brief second and then it just suddenly stops? Good positioning, just barely got it through. Shooting for a brief second, then stops. That's the start and stop of the wave. The balloons are coming through, but they're dying so insanely fast that you can't even see it, and it dies so quickly that the Sun Temples actually have time to stop shooting the units at the balloons. So you can see another positioning here, glue gunners being scattered throughout, shinobis being dropped in between the Sun Temples. Just because shinobis have the CC balloon jutsu, that is a core component in the positioning of the shinobis right here to CC anything that reaches towards the end, because if any problem is going to occur, it's going to occur at the end when you need additional seconds. Now, it's being moved up. You can see how a glue gunner, corrosive glue gunner, is being placed in the front, which is more valuable than a CC because you cannot CC a Zamog, which is coming through right now. Big blue, big red, and Zamogs are coming through right now. You cannot CC them, so they're placing corrosive glue gunners, which actually burn the giant Zamog as they come through and continuously burn it. Now it kind of looks like the balloons are frozen there, you see? But actually, it's the balloons are coming through step by step by step, stack by stack by stack on their screen, but on the replay, which is this part right here, it doesn't fully show the Zamog coming through because it's a replay. There's a slight delay. It doesn't show the full movement of the Zamog. So you can see pretty much where the Zamog dies, that's where it actually got to be as it was full health and sliding through. The fact that they're getting this far just shows you how many Zamogs are coming through the pipe right now. So we have tons of Zamogs coming through. Notice how no one is sending. They're just slowly accumulating millions of dollars right here. 2.2 million right here. Ooh, even more now. It's really going up. 33,000 every 6 seconds. And same on the other side, 33,000 and 2.03 million. So they pretty much accumulated all their money back. They spent placing these Sun Temples. They placed them by sacrificing units to give them the abilities of the units. And that's an important part, because if you just place the Sun Temple by itself, you would notice one Sun Temple was weaker than the other Sun Temple because it won't have the properties of the enhanced Sun Temple. And so that's why it's very important to choose which units you sacrifice when you summon the Sun Temple. Now you see, these are super monkeys right here, upgraded to the mecha version of them. And these mecha super monkeys are great at continuous damage. They have a very far range and they can shoot continuous damage. So if you need pacing, right here, how they're crammed in here, space-wise, this is good. Then we see the patch of green hats here. These are the snipers designed to destroy large balloons, so the Zamogs. That is their goal. They can break large stuff quickly, but the smaller balloons, like the big reds and big blues, they aren't as effective. I mean, they still are a little effective, but they're most effective with the Zamog. So you can see a lot of them being stacked right here. The Shinobis are still in the corner down here. These Shinobis are pretty important. They pretty much tell the tale of the battle. If anything gets the Shinobi, you pretty much are out of luck. You are pretty doing really bad. You're most likely your opponent is destroying you. Now you can see the slight discrepancy in units here. The right side has way more snipers, but they're not as upgraded. They're being switched to the black hats over here. Those are the stealth snipers. They do more rapid fire, and so they have more airdrops, which gives more money. But at this point, you really don't need more money. You probably need more green hat snipers over here. Slowly but surely, the snipers are being crammed inside the tiny little crevices of space between the Sun Temples, but it's actually quite difficult to position them in there because you have to get it pixel perfect. And if you position a sniper in the wrong position, you can block the position of 3 to 4 other snipers from even being placed if it's even a slight pixel off. So it just comes a numbers game here. How efficiently can you pack these snipers and super monkeys into the ring here in order to find an effective solution that getting to the furthest round possible. So with the amount of units here, they'll probably make it to round 100 quite easily. But around 72, I believe, is they go crazy with the Zamogs. They send out 40 or 50 Zamogs. Then we have the power-ups. Let's look at these down below. Down below, the left side has the balloons, the the giant balloons for the Zamog, the big red, big blue, it has a power-up that helps destroy those. So if the left side is in a pickle and they need additional assistance, they start losing, they can drop that power-up. Their other power-up is glue on every single balloon on the map, which is quite useless when you're talking about just giant Zamogs going through the map. They can easily get covered by one giant glue gunner, and they aren't really used much in the grand scheme of things. They aren't really there. So that power-up is quite useless. On the right side, you can see the lightning rods were dropped a little while ago, probably just to get them out of their arsenal, just to use them. They effectively have no purpose, but if you have no physical space to place them in the future because you have too many units on the ground, what's the point of saving them? So that's why they are most likely dropped earlier, even though there was really absolutely no need for it. So now we have the pop power-up, which will do greatly assist. It will do a spree of missiles, basically, and hit the whole map. That's very useful. You can see their econ boosts have completely been burned through. They're pretty much at where they want to be. They're hitting 4 million income. Now what we can see on the right side, there actually is some more sniper positioning occurring in the top left. Over here, right where the balloons are coming out, snipers are slowly getting dropped. You can barely see it because there's so much artillery fire from the sun temples, super monkeys, sniper monkeys, and ninjas. There's so much animations being fired here that you can barely see the new positioning of the snipers being placed on the ground. Slowly, but you can kind of see it now. There's a nice fresh patch of little green snipers right here, green hat snipers. Very good positioning. Another corrosive glue gunner was just dropped right here in the middle, right where those blues and reds are converging. Another corrosive was just dropped. Interesting though, did not need it. Did not need that much corrosive in their shell, in their kit right there. They easily had it covered with the amount of Zamogs coming through. See, round 72, here's the field of Zamogs. All 40 plus Zamogs are coming through right now, and you can see how they're getting further and further. The fact that they got between the first circle and the second circle, we're halfway through the map right here. This Zamog is literally 50% of the map, so if it's getting this far, it's a bad situation. On the left side, it's same situation, except it's going 66% of the map. So the Zamogs are actually making 66%, and this side it's only making about 47% of the map being covered on the right side. So far the right is technically doing better. Now the left side, oh, here's the catch-up. We got a little latency. We can see this Zamog slowly slipping through. No one has interesting enough scent. I'm guessing this is this is how they're farming it. No one has sent balloons, not since like round 20-ish. No one has even sent balloons at all. They pretty much have been sitting on their income and accumulating income. Right now, there's about 5 or 6 open slots on the right side to place snipers. It's pretty much right here where the green Zamogs are at, that just turned to big reds. There's about 2 or 3 slots there, and on the bottom left, the third ring, which was right around here where the blues are at right now, there's 2 gaps, right? You can kind of see it. There's 2 little gaps right now. And the map, the trail itself is actually being covered by the sun temples themselves. So on the left side, you see actually 6 balloons have slipped through. 6 damage worth of balloons have slipped through to hurt the left side by 6 damage, which is quite interesting. It just goes to show you how this left side lost 6, but the right side lost another 20. Lots and lots of damage. Big reds are making it now to the 70% mark. Nope. 72%. Yep. A lot further now. Big reds have gotten way, way further to the 72% mark. But maybe if they changed their comp earlier, like if they started with a different unit instead of a sniper, if they got a pirate ship, that pirate ship could be instantly destroying the Zamogs. It would absorb it and instantly one-shot the Zamog on cooldown. So you could have had a couple of those cramped in the water portion of the map. About 6 to 8 of them, of Zamogs, could be instantly eaten by the pirate ship. But neither side chose to go for that path. On the left side, the Zamogs are, oh, nicely, been cleared away nicely. On the right side, oh man, they are about the 82% mark. They are so far into the third ring. It's very hard to tell, especially with the animations, but they are moving steadily along through the rings. Now around 80, what is it, 87? I think there should be another Zamog wave, about 50 Zamogs this time. So it should be a huge rush. This is a standard Zamog. 15 or so Zamog should come through. You can see how you can barely see them because they're getting destroyed so quickly. They're actually stacked about 5 or 6 of them on top of each other right here, getting instantly destroyed. And you can see how it looks like they're barely moving. That's just the speed of a normal Zamog. It just slowly glides. Zamogs are meant to go super slow. Now here's a new wave. These are the stack Zamogs, this wave, 82. So you see they're moving as a group more effectively. The other 81 had the single Zamogs where they moved independently of each other, and they actually waited on the position of the previous Zamog before it can move forward. That's an important part here. You can see the Zamogs are actually getting killed quite well. The left side finally finished the positioning of the glue gunners and the snipers. They fully filled 100% of their space. Unless they want to take advantage of the space outside the physical interface of the view, there's little slots you can cram units in the corner. You can put about 75% of the unit on the outer edge of the interface where you see it covering. You can put a unit up there, which basically means it's not visible on the screen. It's actual space you can use, but it's not visible on the screen for the like a viewer to like even see. Even the person who placed it, once you place it, you just have to know it's there. You won't even know it's there. It's just shooting unless you saw its animation. Now we see a bunch of big reds making it too far, way too far for comfort. Starting the third loop is the big reds, and you see the Bloon Jisoo's kicking in here. They're actually seeing the big reds as they were coming through that third loop. They were actually in range to hit the balloons. On the left side, there's no Bloon Jisoo. There's a tiny DPS balloon, ninja right here. The 7 goggle ninja right here in the little corner down here. Tons of DPS, that's what that's for, but not for CC. And we see more and more times 5 CC. Now we do have the power-ups on the left side. You look at the power-ups. We have 20 actives for the super monkeys on the left side and only 7 on the right side. So you technically could do some actives at this point because the balloons are getting so far. The Zamogs are getting so incredibly far. You can see the 40 Zamogs rushing through. It looks like a huge form of them now. Rushing through. And at this point, you would pretty much want to do an active, but it looks like they're just letting the balloons do their own thing and just seeing how far they're going to get. Interesting enough, the big reds and big blues can instantly be CC'd by the ninjas, the shinobis, drop down here. And that's an important key. Because it's only big reds and big blues slipping through towards the end, the shinobis are handling it quite well. And the active was just burned a little while ago for the supers on the super monkeys on the right side. And these actives on the left side was just burned as well because they're getting so close. They're doing some preemptive activations now. Now the ninja actives have not been used because it's not in position yet. Yeah, look, see right down here, 7 actives on the, yep, just activated now. The 7 actives were finally used. Finally used. And that pretty much tells you the situation in the game where they have no physical space to put more DPS, and it comes down to perfectly timing your actives. Now, what we have is a situation here called microing. And so what can be done here to make your actives come on a shorter cooldown than what the game allows you to do is if you sell the unit and then instantly rebuild it. And that way the cooldown will instantly be back. Like you sell it and rebuild it, you will lose a lot of money, but you can see right now they're breaking almost 10 million currency right now just from their passive income. You saw right there how there's a green circles flashing. That was a quick micro dropped, and you lost a little income, but because it was a cheap unit, it did not consume too much money. Now, we watch the money here. That's when you can tell micro occurred. If it just suddenly loses so much money, you saw we just lost 40 grand, 50 grand, and then we're going back up because of the region of the econ. A micro just occurred there just to keep up with the demand of some mogs coming through. So at this point, it's going to be a micro war. There's going to be so much need to micro your available power units. So right now, right side is not microing anymore, but left side has microed a good bit, and they lost about 300 grand worth of income just by microing, but it's quite useless at this point when you have 10 million. What's the 300 grand towards your micro? Now we have the glue gunner active, which hasn't been touched, which basically soaks all the balloons on the map with glue. But because it's so easy to have your super glue gunners soak these mogs coming through, it's like unneeded. So micro was just burned here on the right side. You can almost see it. It's like it loses money and then it just instantly stacks back again. And because of the animations of the field, you can't even see the units being placed. Now, round 100 is what we're waiting for. This is the round that usually kills people. And with round 100, that's the important thing. That shows you your true skill test of your microing. If you can survive round 100, because normally the Sun Temples aren't enough DPS to go past like round 103, 104. And so we pretty much round 100 is your practice round for round 110 through round 118. Those rounds are the real troublemakers. Lots and lots of damage there. Crazy, crazy damage. It's going to be issuing about 50. Now, we passed the 50, so it should be the 75 some mogs around, was it round 107 or 104? I can't remember. It was one of those rounds. It's about 75 some mogs being sent through. And the rounds in between usually send about 15 some mogs. Okay, so now we have a connection broken here. Let me speed this up. Yeah, we're going to speed this up a tad. Oop, oop, oop. Okay, so now let's watch the income here. The visual has broken, but we can see the end of the game by income alone. So we're going 10x speed here. And we have quite a lot. Yeah, it's a spectator's bug. Yeah, this is a spectator's bug, how it's this connection broken like this. If we see the income right here, you see how, watch the income, it goes up, up, and then drop down a little bit, and then up, and then down a little bit. And then right now we're okay. Then it drops down a lot, and then went up. And then now we can see on the right side here, pink balloons are being rushed through. That's most likely for the kill and for the econ. So if you have your balloons so distracted with destroying the Sun Temple, so distracted destroying Zamogs, Big Reds, and Big Blues, these pink balloons can actually slip past all the Zamogs and the Big Reds and Big Blues and just instantly kill your opponent late game. So now we have the income slowly growing. It is slowly building. So much income here. I'm very curious to see who the winner is actually on this. I'm so committed. Microing occurred on left side heavy amounts of micro. 17 units or so have been deployed just to upgrade. This micro basically does is where it upgrades the Super Monkey to do more damage for about 40 seconds or so. Okay, now the big balloon beatdown is occurring on left side and lots of glues. That pretty much tells me left side is really struggling because this is when we need it the most. We're on it'd be around round 103 and 107, somewhere around there where you would need the big balloon beatdown. Ooh, I'm really curious now. So 2 power-ups have been used, 1 3 power-ups. You can see they're pretty much on. Yes, interesting. So they pretty much got to about round 117, 120. is pretty much how far they would have gotten. And that gave a good portion of their income there. Okay, let's quit out this one.